It's all relative, right? Normally if you say, yeah, we're riding our bikes from Tuskegee to Savannah, it's like, that sounds like a long way, but when you start in California, it's like, I'm Henry Downs, and I'm the trip leader for the bike ride. And I work full-time in Americus, Georgia for the Fuller Center for Housing. So we're a non-profit organization. We're an affordable housing organization. We're a Christian organization. So what that means is we were founded by Millard and Linda Fuller, who they're more of a household name through Habitat for Humanity, which they also founded. But over time, they had a little bit of a falling out with Habitat, and then they split off to join the Fuller Center, or to create the Fuller Center at that time, which now has grown into 18 countries around the world. We work all across the United States. And so we do fill a lot of similar needs as a Habitat would. We do it a little bit different though. So we do it different because we're very grassroots. So at international headquarters, these folks will see our building this weekend. I mean, it's like a house that used to be a Chinese restaurant. It's very modest. We're not a big organization. We have probably 15 people working at international. The rest is local. So we let the people in the communities who know what their needs are help meet those needs. Now international helps support, we help do training, we help with some funding, all that kind of stuff. But it's really a local grassroots effort. And we call all of our local affiliates covenant partners because what they do, they sign a covenant, which is a one-page, pretty much back and front agreement with us that says we abide by these certain principles. So we don't charge interest. We're a Christian organization, but we don't discriminate. So that's how we operate. And in terms of what do we do, well, how do we fix up homes? How do we build homes? It's the partnership housing model, which basically is founded on the idea that people need a hand up, not a hand out. So they're looking for a way to better their lives, but it's not like here's a house, for free. It's a partnership. They become givers through the process because we provide them a loan on terms they can afford. And they become homeowners. They have equity in the home. They put in a little bit of sweat equity in the home, so they're accountable. It's really their place. And so one of the kind of the founders of our affordable housing movement used to say, what the poor folks need is not charity but capital. So we provide that capital for people to get a home, become a homeowner, take that step, that big step. And so some of the work we've been doing around the world is really revolutionizing communities. It creates a virtuous cycle a lot of times where there was a vicious cycle. So now we have people who are homeowners, they pay off their loan, that money goes to the Fuller Center, we're not getting rich off of it, we send it out the door again to help maybe their neighbor. So that's how it works. So that seed that you plant can create a neighborhood. And so that's how the partnership housing model works. So in the United States, we do a lot of what we call greater blessing projects, which is home rehabilitation. So that comes from the Bible, and the greater blessing is not in receiving, but in giving. Yeah. So there's no legal obligation to pay back this loan, but it gives people an opportunity to pay it back on terms they can afford because they're looking out for their brother or sister who can then reap the benefits of that money and have it work on their house. So that's how the greater blessing works. That's home rehab. We also do some new construction in the United States. We were just in Shreveport, Louisiana a couple weeks ago, and they built over 50 houses in that community. It's totally turned around neighborhoods. It's unbelievable. So, and I spoke with some homeowners there that they were paying $500 a month as a home payment to become owners of the home. So. That's the idea. It's that's what we do. Now the bike adventure, what we do is we raise money. So we've raised over $300,000 this year as a group to help the Fuller Center do this kind of work. And we also stop along the way and help do some builds. So we stopped in Louisiana several times. We'll stop in Georgia a few times. And we throw our volunteers at a work site for the day and they work. We also raise awareness. So speaking to you guys, planting these seeds in these communities that maybe there's a need, but there's no Fuller Center yet, or there's no presence yet to help meet that need. So that's what we do.
One of the reasons my wife and I went with this whole ride and the fundraiser part of it is because 97 cents out of every dollar that we raised for the Fuller Foundation and that work, building homes, renovating homes, goes to that work. And the only reason that amount of money, 97 cents out of every dollar, can go to that work is because churches, communities, just like Tuskegee, have opened their doors to us, allowed us to come into their facilities. We've slept on the floor in the schools and in the churches, on pews in the churches. Many times those communities, again, just like Tuskegee is now, have fed us. All that money that would have been spent in a hotel or in restaurants was not needed. That money has been able to go to the foundation. So it's a thank you to Tuskegee and to all the other communities that have provided that. It's the only reason that amount of money could go directly to the work.